It's under construction only in the sense that there's some last minute things that we have to do to be ready for Sunday morning's grand opening. There's approximately 200 sound panels that have to be installed on the walls. This is one of the shorter sound panels that will be installed on the smaller walls, like beneath the high definition screens that are at the back of the stage. Some of the panels stretch almost 18 feet in length. They're all stacked in the back right now, but all of these are going to be lining the walls with a 2-foot space in between, making it a perfect acoustical chamber when they're done installing them. These hangers that you see on the wall right now are all there in preparation for these to be hung today and tomorrow, and with the Lord's help, all of them will be hung before Sunday. You know, Echo, we've also went to the expense of a line array speaker system that has a claim of fame to be able to have whatever the decibel level is at 6 feet from the cone of the speaker. It'll be the same decibel level at 150 feet from the cone of the speaker, which is phenomenal technology. I don't understand how they do it, but they've done it. It's just unbelievable, the sound. Even on Sunday, without the sound panels, the sound was just amazing. These seafoam green covers that you see on either end of the stage, and if you were to peer underneath the steps, you'd see another one. Those are actually cement caverns that have been built to hold 3 subwoofers that will rock Conneaut out. Seriously. They turn up the bass to 1, and those subwoofers are making the ground tremble. It's just, we've really had a lot of people come together to make something nice for this community, and I pray they come out and experience it and see what it's like, because it's going to be church like many folks have never experienced before. It's not what we know, it's who we know. Mm-hmm. And when you don't know everything, but you know the people who do, it's really good if you can get them together, and that's what we've done here. We've got a project manager that has run this as a tight ship for New Leaf Church. His name is Bill Wiley. He's done just an outstanding job at bringing together professionals and contractors that knew their stuff. Everything from the landscaping to the construction of the building, Housel Construction. I can't say enough good about them. They've just been awesome in putting this place up. Mr. Housel is a stand-up fella, and if it weren't for him, this would not have been possible. If it was not for Bill Wiley, this would not have been possible. There's just been a lot of people who have stepped up to bring something very special to Conneaut.
I think, doesn't Housel, he also did work at the new addition gymnasium and stuff at St. John.
Oh yeah, he's been, somehow he was taking care of St. John's and taking care of us at the same time. I think he figured a way to clone himself or something. So it's really been wonderful to work with such a godly man and such a great man. I mean, this place would not have happened without him.
Just looking around, it looks like there's a lot of things to remember, a lot of things to do, but it looks like it's a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah, I mean, when we were here on Sunday, I was able to point over here at Dr. Larry Infield from Larry Infield's chiropractic clinic in Kingsville. And I said, you know, you're sitting right about where I wrote my scripture on the floor, and all of us took time to put our scriptures on the floor so that we could stand on the Word of God. It's just a neat memory, something that made us a part of the whole project. And, you know, I wrote, where there is no vision, the people perish. And that's so important. We've had this vision since long before I came to town, Bob.
Right.
And it's just, we were able to take that vision and then make it a reality as people came together, worked together, and gave selflessly and gave generously to this. And so that's why we have maybe a $3 or $4 million project here that we've been able to fund for $1.2 million, because we've got people that came and they sweat and they bled for this project. And people have given generously. And so, you know, our hats are off to Jim Greenfield and the folks over at Conneaut Savings Bank who made this possible. There's a lot of people who without it would not have been possible.
You were also, we're talking off camera, little things, not really little things, but in comparative to the big picture, you're talking about somebody built those stairs.
Jeff Pritchard, yeah, he I mean, this guy makes furniture. I mean, it's classy stuff. He made the welcome and information kiosk that sits at the back where people will come up and learn about whatever event that we're holding as an event center, or if they've come to a church function, they'll learn about, you know, information about the church. It's beautiful. These steps are just another example of what he's done. This whole front of the stage was designed and put together by Gary Pape, who's another craftsman in the area, a former shop teacher at our schools. I mean, there's just so many talents and so many different people that made this all come together so that it could happen.
I can remember the groundbreaking wasn't that long ago. It was just a hunk of dirt.
Yeah, and I remember the one gal that showed up, and she said, "I've been a cook my whole life," and she showed up with a 5-foot-long jelly spoon, and she made her husband loosen up the dirt so she could dig in with her jelly spoon. She goes, "This is my tool, and I'm going to use it." So it was a great day. We had a great turnout, and yeah, it was. I mean,
people from other churches and were here.
Yeah, and this was just a field then, and now look, it's amazing. We basically got a 100 by 165 foot place that's got 2 tennis courts, a walking and running track around the outside, a basketball court, an 80-foot stage, $300,000 worth of lights and bells and whistles and sound. And it's just amazing what we've done as we've pulled together our resources, as we've experienced just sacrificial generosity and just unbelievable talent from so many different people. Basically what you have some stationary lights that are LCD and able to produce unbelievable number of colors and designs and shapes. These are stationary. The ones located at the base are able to actually, they're called Robo Lights or smart lights. They're able to go 360 degrees, casting up to 1 million different colors and all kinds of shapes. We could create this back wall and make it look like stained glass if we wish to, just with the 4 lights, the 2 that are here and the 2 on the other side of the stage. In addition to that, we have a number of those same lights that are hung up on the long light bars that are suspended above and in front of the stage. All of those things work together so that we're able to do high-end productions here in Conneaut and bring talent that before we didn't have the stage or the equipment that they would come to. So hopefully with 1,000 seats and with all the bells and whistles that some of these professionals are accustomed to, we're going to be able to bring high-end entertainment and speakers and performers to Conneaut. We're going to begin this coming Sunday night with a guy from out in the Vegas area. He used to be stationed here in Cleveland and had a group called Gli Amici. He's a world trophy-winning world champion accordion player named Anthony Rolando, and his wife Valerie. They're coming out this Sunday, and they're going to perform for us and put on a heck of a show. Megan Kolaski will be performing in advance of that, a pre-show. And it's just going to be a wonderful night. It's going to be a great experience. We're going to have Italian food here in concessions and just a great show for you. We hope you'll come out. All the tickets are $10 and less, depending on, there's discounts for seniors and all that good stuff. You can go to our website or you can call the church and get them. We've had people stopping in all morning buying tickets for this. It's just going to be a phenomenal experience as part of our gala opening this coming Sunday night. Of course, in the morning, we have our worship at 10 a.m. Our bishop is coming in, Bishop John Hopkins for the East Ohio Conference of the United Methodist Church. He'll be preaching. We have a baptism this Sunday. We've got dancers coming and doing like a Celtic liturgical dance as part of the opening of our worship. Our halos with horns, the trumpeters will be playing, and they're phenomenal. We've got our choir singing numbers. My family will be coming in. We're going to sing a special number. Megan Kolaski Mullins will also be singing during communion. I mean, it's just going to be a wonderful worship service at 10 a.m. for those who are able to make it. We don't expect people from other houses of worship to come for that, so that's why we provided the gala event on Sunday evening, so that they can come and experience what God's blessed us with.
And what time is that on Sunday evening?
In the evening, the special performance starts at 7. The doors will open at 6, and Megan, I guess, will be doing the pre-show at 7, and then followed by the main act, Anthony and Valerie Rolando. Just the coating for the floor is a special blend called a macropoxy, and it took us 4 different coats to get all this on. We had 2 coats of the black and then 2 coats of the clear macropoxy. Very volatile stuff, but supposedly you can tap dance on this for 50 years and never put a dent in it. It's amazing stuff. I mean, it was $2,000 just to paint the stage floor here. But we went to that expense because we wanted something that was going to have some longevity, because we expect to get a lot of use for this here in Conneaut. We expect to bring people to this stage. We expect to bring a lot of talent to this stage, and we expect the Word of God to be preached from this stage.
It's a big stage.
Oh, it is. And a lot can happen on here. On Sunday at the grand opening, there will be the Celtic dancers from the Conneaut Arts Center, under the choreography of Tessa Deutsch. They'll be here as part of our opening of the consecration services. The bishop will be preaching on this stage. We'll have choirs singing on this stage. We're going to have a praise band rocking out on this stage. I mean, we're going to make a Conneaut rumble Sunday morning. If you want to take a look at the screens here, basically what happens is they put a live camera feed in the center, and then anything, any graphics, any lyrics, any type of words that we want up, like if I'm reading a particular scripture, the words will come up on the side screens. And then the camera will be doing different close-ups of whoever's speaking and different worship elements. You know, maybe some type of an arrangement that's been made, you know, with the altar, so that it draws people into the worship that we're trying to have. When you're in such a large place, you need things that draw people in. So the cameras are used from different angles to bring people in, to be connected with the speaker, to be connected with different elements of worship that will draw them into an attitude of worship. So, yeah, those screens are all, and then we have, are all there for that.
So is this going to be the same as the center
That's
screen?
a confidence screen. Now, if you're on stage, you don't want to have to crane your neck to look up and see the lyrics. The lyrics will be up there. Now Sunday we had something disconcerting for me happen. I'm standing there preaching, and all of a sudden I'm large and in charge on that screen back here. They had moved the camera feed to that screen, and I was like, oh my goodness, he's big and ugly. You know, it just caught me by surprise, and I was like, man, I have to get used to this. Because, you know, at the end of the day, that's how we connect with people. That's how we draw in, because that's what most people are used to. Everybody has a screen. They're all walking around with their cell phones and a screen. Everyone's used to that screen, and so the screen is used to draw people in, because that's where our culture is drawn in now.
Okay, and this whole thing is, it's a house of worship, but it's a lot more than that, because you can take out the chairs, correct?
And you expose the tennis courts and the basketball courts. The running track is all available then. Because down the road, we have a dream of a phase 2, where we are able to either bring Boys and Girls Club or the YMYWCA and bring them to Conneaut. And at that point, we want to put in a pool and lockers and things like that. We want to be able to have all the different facilities. We've already begun collecting different workout equipment that's top-notch, excellent workout equipment, so that we have a viable YMYWCA or Boys and Girls Club here in Conneaut for our families, so that we don't have to drive clear to Ashtabula or to Erie in order to have that kind of a workout facility or a place for our families to go.
And from what I remember you telling me before, the chairs can be like dispatched from the floor rather quickly.
We can make them disappear in a matter of moments with a couple of young bucks.
Really?
Yeah. We stack them 10 high, and we've got storage places for them, both under the stage as well as in different areas here in the building. So it was built with the idea of being a flex facility, a facility that could do a number of different things for this community that we didn't already have. So that's what we believe we've accomplished. In regards to what are we doing with the former building that's located at 283 Buffalo Street, we're going to continue to use that at the end of each month. The last Friday of the month, we will hold a Friday night dinner for the community. It will continue to be a free dinner, full-scale deal, you know, where we seek to serve the community. I don't know for how long that ministry will continue, but for the foreseeable future, it will continue at that place in downtown Conneaut on the last Friday of the month. We have promised the city leaders that we will not leave a vacant building. So we are going to continue to use that building for ministry and mission. We're calling it our North Campus for New Leaf, and it will continue to be a place where we do the work of the church until we have figured out either how we're going to sell it or auction it, or how we're going to use it in such a way that we can afford to do that. All right, Bob, we're up in what's called the brain or the mezzanine of New Leaf. And this is where all the bells and whistles, levers and buttons are located for making all the lights and sound and special effects that are available happen. You can see that there's a screen here that's showing the sound level, the decibel level at any time in the room. This is a rack of nothing but wireless receivers for either over the ears or handheld wireless microphones. This is the soundboard for the mix, and it has too many channels. it can handle whatever we need done. You've got another set of brains here. This pushes signals. It pushes video signal. It pushes digital signals. So you can run a DVD. It has a DVD player. It has a number of different ways. You can throw a thumb drive in here with videos or MP4s, MP3s, etc. You can push sound. You can push video. You can also put in a card that has a total, set up a song list and type of thing, and run it in the background as you're preparing for an event. As you go further down here, you see additional screens. This is where the lights are being programmed, and it's not just as simple as turn on the lights anymore. Now you have to program them in advance. So for instance, we're having a rehearsal tonight and tomorrow night so that we know where the bagpipe player is going to stand for Sunday morning and where they're going to come in from, because we have to program light pools so that when they get to those places, we can turn on the lights and the lights will immediately illuminate that and do it in the design that we've set up. Because with all the bells and whistles we've got now, it kind of looks like the lighting for America's Got Talent, if you've ever seen that happen. All these lights go and then they focus in on where the speaker is, where the singer is, where the bagpiper is, etc. So as you come further down, it's just more screens and places where lights and sound and the magic, if you will, happens as we try to create modern and contemporary worship, as we try to take care of performers' needs that we bring to Conneaut so that we can enjoy as a community. This is kind of set up to be a civic and a cultural center, as well as the dream of phase 2, when we're able to use it for more of like a YMYWCA. Our mission was to bring to Conneaut things that it didn't have, including jobs. Like our event this Sunday night, we're employing numerous people to come and set up for the event, tear down after the event, to turn it back into what it needs to be for Monday morning. This is not just a place where the church is begging the community to come and experience. It's also a place where it's inviting the community to come and be employed. It's a place where we're inviting the community to come and be enthralled by the entertainment venues that can come to town. Well, we're going to have quite a load of volunteers, you can imagine. People helping us be parking attendants, people helping us be ushers and greeters at the door.
I was just worried about right in here.
Sure. I mean, just to run the sound booth, you've got to have 3 different individuals that are just running the computers to run your sound and your lights. And then on top of that, you've got all kinds of people that are involved as key grips for cameras. I mean, yeah. If it weren't for the volunteer staff, this could not happen, because until we're up and running, a lot of the staff will be volunteer. But those who are doing the setup and the teardown and things like that, those immediately are paying jobs here in Conneaut, and that was our purpose all along. I mean, it was part of it, in order to create employment opportunities here in Conneaut. It's important that we have people that not just graduate from high school, but want to stay here to make their way through life, to have a place where they can support their family.
Your event manager too, is he looking for other acts,
big time,
to come in here?
Oh yeah, he's been working on that. Eventually we're going to be scheduled a year out as to what acts are coming in, what events are going to take place. People will be scheduling their wedding receptions here, especially since Mount Carmel has more or less closed down for that type of an event. Most people are saying, well, where else is there a larger scale venue that I can take my wedding party of 400 or 500 people, and this is about it in Ashtabula, or at this end of Ashtabula County. You know, we've got, if you think about it, we've got all these new businesses that have popped up in Conneaut. We've got all kinds of new things happening. This corner's coming alive. There's activity going on here in Conneaut, and it's all positive. And look at D-Day, how it has just exploded from, you know, a couple hundred to, what, nearly 30,000 last year? I mean, it's just amazing what God is doing at this time in this place to bless his people. And we're just tickled to be a part of it.